In a startling development, U.S. President Donald Trump refused to completely rule out the possibility of the United States slipping into a recession this year. When asked directly whether he expected the U.S. economy to enter a recession in 2025, Trump provided some context, suggesting that the U.S. economy is undergoing a transition phase as his administration works to bring wealth back to America. This statement implies that while economic changes might take time to fully materialize, he added it takes a little time, indicating that the long-term results will be positive. Concerns about the economic outlook have intensified as Trump's controversial trade policies, including his fluctuating tariff threats against countries like Canada, China, and Mexico, continue to create confusion in the markets. Over the past week, U.S. stock markets suffered their worst performance since the November election, reflecting growing concerns over the direction of the economy. With consumers already dealing with the effects of years of inflation, many are bracing for the possibility of even higher prices due to the potential impact of tariffs. While Trump remained uncertain about the possibility of a recession, his Commerce Secretary, Howard Lutnick, offered a much more optimistic outlook. Speaking on NBC's Meet the Press on Sunday, when asked if Americans should prepare for an economic downturn, Lutnick firmly responded, "Absolutely not," effectively rejecting the notion of an imminent recession. There is a clear contrast in perspectives between Trump and his advisors as economic signals remain mixed. The Atlanta Federal Reserve's closely watched index predicts a 2.4% contraction in real GDP growth for the first quarter of 2025, potentially marking the worst performance since the early days of the COVID-19 pandemic. The administration argues that while the implementation of tariffs may cause temporary economic disruptions, things will ultimately move in a positive direction. A major source of economic uncertainty stems from Trump's erratic tariff policies, which have shifted multiple times. The implementation dates for tariffs have been delayed, and the targeted sectors have changed repeatedly, leaving businesses and investors in a state of confusion. This unpredictability has raised concerns over long-term economic stability. Despite the ongoing turbulence, the Trump administration insists that the economy is going through a difficult transition phase. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent described this as a necessary detox period as the government scales back spending. In his address to the U.S. Congress last week, Trump acknowledged that Americans might experience a brief period of economic disturbance as tariffs take effect, but reassured the public that the impact would be minimal. The uncertainty surrounding Trump's policies has made major financial institutions more cautious. Goldman Sachs raised the likelihood of a recession in the next year from 15% to 20%, citing ongoing concerns over Trump's policies. Morgan Stanley has lowered its growth forecast for the U.S. economy in 2025. For now, Trump's remarks suggest that while a recession remains uncertain, the road to economic recovery will be long and filled with challenges. Whether these challenges turn into something more severe remains to be seen. Stay tuned for more updates, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon so you never miss the latest news.